Today I am going to focus on composting and getting all of these leaves that I have here, and I have a whole truck bed full of leaves also, into my compost bins. So historically I use a 3-bin system for my compost. I start in the first bin. That's where I dump my everyday kitchen scraps, coffee grounds, paper, you name it. If it composts, it goes in that first bin. So about halfway through the year, I put it in the second bin, and then finally it sits here in this bin, which doesn't have a side, and then I use finished compost. Well, for my 2 bins, and then this side is the finished compost, but right now I have a lot of things volunteering in it. I have some salvia, then I have Everglades tomatoes, which do so well here. They're just like a weed, but you know what? I eat these weeds, so I leave them. And this tomato plant looks so healthy, so I'm just leaving it. And then there's another salvia here. And then under all of this compost, I have potatoes growing. So I'm not going to really mess with this compost yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that compost and let it sit in there a while longer. I have this middle part. I would be turning that over into this one. That way it aerates it better, and then I get, it composts faster. But I took all of this soil out of my green stalks. And as you can see, when I took it out of the green stalks and put it into my compost bin, it started flourishing again. And so I have kale growing, I have tomatoes in there, there's an onion, and unfortunately I have some mint. So the mint was not thriving in the green stalk because I stopped watering them, and now it is thriving in my compost bin. So I need to do something about that before I have mint take over. But you know what, to be honest, if mint takes over in my compost bin, that wouldn't be the worst thing. At least it's over here away from other things. But I'm trying to be responsible about it, and mint is pretty invasive. So I'm going to aerate that side, take out what I can from here, maneuver the soil, probably put some of the soil on top of that so I can mix that in. And then I have 1, 2, 3 bags of leaves here, and I have a whole truck bed full of leaves also. So I am planning on just putting all of them in that middle bin. So there's a couple reasons why I save all of these leaves. So for one, leaves really do break down into the best compost you will ever have. They are just full of nothing but natural ingredients, and especially from my yard, I don't spray anything on my leaves or on my trees. I don't spray anything on my grass, so anything that falls on the ground is just 100% organic. And what they'll do is they'll just break down and just turn into black gold. So I try to save all of the leaves that I can. But not only that, I've been taking my neighbor's leaves and saving them as well, and that's why I have so many. And my grandma also has been saving me her leaves, and I just can't, I can't take the whole neighborhood because I have no space. There's so many oak trees here. But as many as I can, actually fit in a reasonable space, I'm going to take, because they're just going to break down into free. Oh, look, there's a swallowtail kite. Hope you can see it on camera. Oh, look at it. Yay, come here. Oh, I love them. Huh? Oh, they're so cute. Anyways, the leaves are just going to break down and enrich my soil. It's free, and plus all of these leaves have come from the trees, which tons of beneficial insects, including moths and fireflies and different beneficial flies and even bees, they all nest in either the tree itself before the leaves fall down and then the leaves fall onto the ground, or in the leaf litter on the ground, they're nesting. And I feel in my garden, the amount of beneficial insects that overwinter in leaves outweighs the bad insects that overwinter in leaves. So for me, it's really worth it, especially because I try to stay as organic. Well, I am as organic as possible. So I'm going to leave them in this compost bin for the year, let them break down, and then hopefully I'll be able to remember to show you what they look like at the end of the season. So I'm just gonna set it up and show you all my work on the compost bin, and yeah, so we're just gonna be composting leaves. That's it. Before I get too far into this, I just want to show what it looks like now. So this is the ground here, and this is how it's just composted itself. And I throw everything in just like this, whole. I hardly chop anything up. Yeah, and it just goes in and composts into this dark, rich compost as you see down there. So I'm going to turn it, water it, and yeah, we'll see what it looks like at the end. Okay, so my compost bin is infested with ants because that's what's controlling my life at the moment is ants. So I'm not going to be doing this right now, and I need to think of what to do because I'm not spraying or putting anything right in my compost bin because then it definitely won't be organic. So, oh, I think they're in my pants. So while, they are in my pants, hold on. Okay, so I've gone inside and changed my pants because I had to strip my pants off in the middle of my yard because they were eating me alive. So I'm glad I have a tall fence. Anyways, so I'm gonna put this on hold for now. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do because I have to do this. If I don't treat it, they're just going to multiply in the damn compost and I won't even be able to use it. So anyways, the other thing I wanted to mention though is the reason I try to save all the leaves is, well, another reason is because Pasco County does not have a green waste program. So all of the leaves just get picked up and go straight into the landfill. And when that happens, you can have all the leaves you want. They're not being composted. So they're not turning into something good. And they're not offsetting any carbon. They are just being burned in Pasco County because they burn our trash. And they're doing no good. So yes, leaves can go into a landfill. Anything compostable can go into a landfill, but that doesn't mean it's composting and turning into soil. It does no good for the environment. So as much as I can try and save and compost and use for myself, I am going to do, and hopefully one day maybe get Pasco County on board with a green waste program, because other counties have it, and then they turn the green waste into usable compost for residents. So that would be really a really good idea. So I'm gonna figure this out and I'll be back. So for the sake of time, I'm going to harvest stuff out of here, turn this pile, and also water that as well. And I'm going to let these two piles sit soaking wet for the day or the night, and then I'll come back tomorrow and probably finish this project. That is the solution that I'm going to go with. I'm just going to basically drown out the ants because my oh, I thought I was getting bit again. Because my compost bins are so hands-off and I kind of just do, you know, the lazy approach. I don't turn them and water them as much as I should. And I had a lot of big cardboard on top, so I think that's what happened, is I got a little too dry. So yeah, we're just gonna try to resolve that with water. Ants don't like water, and I'm not putting pesticides in my compost, so we'll see what happens, and yeah, we'll move on from there. Oh, let me just watch for ants. So this whole thing was one entire row of my green stock garden, and all the mint is coming back, and it looked completely dead. So never think your mint is dead, because it probably is not. Whole other thing was mint too. So it's day 2. I'm just going to battle the ants, and yeah, I don't know. There's still ants in the first pile, but my plan is just to drown them out. So I'm going to stand in the second pile, kind of move the compost around. I'm gonna put some more dirt in there from the middle, and just kind of keep it moving and keep it moist. And I might put some ant bait on the outside of my compost pile and see if they just die that way. But I'm not putting anything on the inside, so my plan is just to drown them out. Yeah, so we'll see. Okay, I think I have all the leaves in here that I can fit. I still need to have room to put in my everyday kitchen scraps in that first bin. The second bin is going to sit there and decompose probably for about a year. I'm hoping the ants will go away with water on a daily or weekly basis. As long as that stays wet, ants don't like moisture, so we should be okay. This will break down, and then once my potatoes are gone, I'm going to turn that compost over onto this side, and so we should be good. So stay tuned throughout the year when I use all this good compost and this good rich leaf mold once it breaks down in my garden. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.